Okay, so our what's wrong box pops up. This is continuing from the previous video. And we've got the sketch 3 and cut extrude 2 that go together. And it says the plane used by this sketch is missing and cannot be accessed. You can use Command Edit Sketch Plane to add a reference plane for this sketch. Okay, so we're going to close this. So if I come over here to my sketch 3 and I right click or I click on it, instead of editing sketch, if I move one over, I've got edit sketch plane, and that it said that there was something wrong with the plane. And so if I click on this, it says I'm missing the plane. And I've got this series. This is showing where it thinks the plane is, which is wrong. And so we want it to be on this face. And so if I just click on that face, and now it says sketch plane face 1, and then hit OK, you can see here it turned these words to black, and so now that's defined. And so now I can come here and I can right click again. I think I clicked up too high, so let me click on that bar, roll to N. And it says feature 6 has a warning which may cause subsequent failures, so we're going to stop and repair there. And here it says, warning, sketch 6. This sketch contains dimensions or relations to model geometry which no longer exist. Consider delete dangling sketch entities or editing the model to restore machine geometry. Okay, so we're going to close this. So if we right click on this, let's edit this sketch, and we've kind of been through this before. So we can see that this has got an olive dimension, and so it's a dangling dimension. And I can see that it's just not connected to anything. And so if I click on that, I kind of zoom in here, I get this little red handle. I should be able to drag this and hopefully get an inference line. Maybe I have to come over here to do it. It doesn't want to connect. All right, I could have grabbed the dimension line instead of that handle. So let's try to, there, that might be a little bit better. Okay, so I was on the dimension line instead of that red handle. And so now I connected it to where it should be. The dimension turns black, which means it's accepted, fully defined for that sketch. All right, so that looks good. And now we'll just hit the green check mark. We'll exit the sketch. And now, again, I can either right click on roll to end, or we can also drag this down just past this cut extrude 8. And now when I click on sketch 13, I get this little fly out, maybe. I'll right click on it. There we go. So it says this sketch contains dimensions or relations to model geometry which no longer exists. Then consider delete the dangling sketch entities or editing the model geometry. So this is what we've seen before. So let's go up and we'll edit the sketch. So if I click on this, I can see that it's given me an olive color in that the concentricity. And so what it looks like is it's probably they're projecting these holes onto this front face, and it's not concentric. And so again, I've got this little red drag handle, and I should be able to take this handle and drag this back and make that concentric again with that circle, and it did. It took the color off that concentric circle. And if I click on this circle, it's saying that it's not co-radial. And so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take this drag handle and so we'll highlight this again, take this drag handle, drag this back to this circle, and right there I want to get that vertical line. You see that right to the right of that arrow, and drop it. And now that changed, that removed that color, and so I know that's correct. Both of these turn black. It's fully defined again. And so now I can exit this sketch. And again, this turned black up to here. So again, everything's fully defined. We're going step by step. Okay, so let's right click here. We'll roll to the end. Again, it says feature fillet 2 failed to rebuild, which may cause subsequent features. So let's stop and repair. Again, we get our flyout bar with our what's wrong. And I don't see anything highlighted on the drawing here. And so what we can do is this preview, this little eyeball here, if I click on that, it's showing me where it thinks it is. And so it's this sharp corner down at the bottom. And what we're going to use this time to fix that is this feature expert. And this feature expert is typically for fillets and design features like that. So go ahead and click this feature expert. It's going to open this dialog box, and now you can see that it created this fillet on both sides. All right, so we're going to come over here. We're going to roll this to the end. And it rolled to the end with no problems. And even though it showed one line, that fillet 3 was more than likely dependent on this line. And that's why I created both of them. And it showed us no error down there. So again, the likelihood of you having this many errors, highly unlikely in a drawing or a part model. And so this just highlighted and demonstrated different ways that we can go in there and use SolidWorks diagnostic tools to try to help us fix what's wrong and make sure that that part is fully defined. So go ahead and save this and hand this one in.